Hey there, gang. So recently I put out a video talking about how I felt like Unrelenting was actually misunderstood by a lot of people within the Dead by Daylight community. They see this as a perk that's just meant to correct for common mistakes, rather than remove risks and guarantee shorter chases. And after publishing that video, I ended up playing another match that I felt like really encapsulated that even better. While I probably could have won this match without Unrelenting had I chased other survivors, it was the opportunism of Unrelenting and how it presented itself on this particular map, followed by a certain play that I was able to make afterward that would only have been guaranteed by running Unrelenting, that I was able to win this game. Yeah, sure, I could have not run this perk and then had to have been forced to chase other survivors, but that would have been as a result of not having this perk and getting punished for that. Running Unrelenting actually helped me on account of the decisions I was making in Chase. And without Unrelenting, I would have not only had to make different decisions, but probably play more optimally. So it's a pretty interesting match as far as I'm concerned. I think y'all are going to find it very enjoyable for that reason. Why does the game send me to these maps, gang? I probably need to accept this is going to be my future on live. I'm going to be getting the clown buffs, and it's going to be getting sent to RPD. Y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Like, I don't want to start having to bring map offerings. Just so I can not play on RPD and Leary's. And again, the Leary's was map offering, so I mean, I can kind of, that's a little bit different. I almost thought this was a Meg skin for a sec. I'm so bad, I should have been able to predict that and catch that. That's on me. That's on me, dude. Now I gotta make... Respect! Holy shit, dude. She's got incredibly interesting pathing, and I see why. It's because of this, because of the Mikaela. Because of the Mikaela. Sadly, we have to throw our stacks away, but getting that, hit for pressure is worth it. She's not gonna have angle here. I think I see why she went for that play. She wanted to have an angle for Mikaela to get a save. She didn't expect me to have Cigar Box and predict that, so... Makes sense, makes sense. I don't want to commit to this chase. I'm gonna actually double back because I expect a non-obsession to be hooking here, because that is the Mikaela. Chasing Mikaela isn't exactly the worst thing, but when you consider that I have a non-obsession now in my face, and I can start getting my stacks back, and I can split them up so someone else has to hit, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is actually a lot better position to be in. Knowing where the pallet is means I can pre-charge this pink a lot easier. You know, if she had Dead Hard, that would be a prime time to eat Dead Hard right there. Can I please pick up? Thank you. Got a hook right here. They're on the gen nearby on that side. How are you doing? Good to see you. Hope you've had a nice... What is today, Monday? It is Monday. Hello, 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 hello. Hey, Holly Sen, how are you doing? Sorry, I'm a little bit focused. It's another match for RPD. So, someone below me. New Survivor Scream is so crazy. Oh, yeah, right. That's the... Yeah, you're talking about the one with the skin. Can I use that pillar? Oh my gosh, that pillar helped me. I'm gonna start doing that in the future. You can do something with that pillar when you drop with your yellow speed, because you can use the yellow to bump right into that pillar, I just realized. Hold. Ain't no way. She overextended, let's go! Can I help you? Sabo play? No? Is it this one? I mean, dude, that almost looked like a quick and quiet play right there, gang. What's going on, thing? I think I get this. She gets my yellow, though. We're gonna reload right here because we expect her to play possession. Yes. See, this way we can force her to get rid of possession. Ooh. Throw the yellow in front of the pallet drop and fuck it up because I bump. Oh my gosh. Pick up this way. Beautiful. No, we don't go for the hit because otherwise we don't stop her from getting possession. It's gonna be a lot more annoying if she makes it under pallet, so we just pick up. I don't really want to tag this. Fuck it. Split pressure. I've got 2 injuries. I'm doing this purely for the injury pressure because this map has a choke. We can split down the middle, keep 2 injuries. They're actually looking to heal with Circle of Healing. It wasn't Mikaela who placed it because we just hit her. Someone else placed it. Question is it on this side of the map? Probably not, because none of these gens have progress. But we're going to go kick this pallet. We're going to kick this pallet, then rotate back to the sub. See, I figured they could potentially get that heal off. Oh my gosh. That was intended. We hit the Rebecca, or the Cheryl. I wanted to hit the Cheryl here. I wanted to purposefully. Beautiful. Ooh. It's gonna be a bit harder to play. We don't have Q. Oh, you fucked up. Shit, why would you go like that deep? Did you think she was gonna juke a Q lunge, maybe? Probably. I don't think Mikaela has an angle for this, which is good. We're purposefully going to aggress with our hook placement and place closer to these gens, because I expect these gens to be the ones they can look to do next. One over here. We take efficient pathing as we go back to this gen. I don't think anyone's over there. It's hard to tell by sound. Well, she's a non-obsession. Free drop, thank you. Ooh. Oh, fuck. Well, I look silly. I miscalculated where I was going, gang. One advantage of the delay right there. Lithe. Get the Lithe out the way, pick up the yellow. Go back to this gen, we transition. We reload off this other one right over here. I can't afford to commit to gen and courtyard. I want to push them this way because I expect them to be on this side of the map. Oh, wow, this is actually huge. Okay, we actually want to really play off this info right over here. Hide our red stain because we know she's checking. This is not actually who I want to chase. Unrelenting, Unrelenting. That's Unrelenting. See, I thought she could be going for the window, but Unrelenting means we recover fast enough and we catch afterward. If we didn't have Unrelenting, she would have made it in time to this pallet. Notice we even slowed her down with the pink. That's Unrelenting helping us right there. We trade in some stacks to get pressure, push them over to our side on the choke. There's only a couple ways that they can come up here, so we can play this pretty effectively. I'm gonna come around for this. I want to get the yellow more than anything. Had a red stain. Interesting decision. Can I interrupt this? I don't think we should interrupt this. He's gonna get this pallet. We break chase, keep injury, go upstairs. Someone's coming around for the sun hook. No way that interrupted! Oh my gosh, that interrupted! No way that interrupted! Oh my gosh! Okay, so she's gonna be coming in for this? Oh my gosh. She hit second. Oh my gosh, that's actually so fucking crazy. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Get the yellow refresh right over here, put this over there, come around this way. She is checking for my red stain. Beautiful. Get this hit right now. I'm gonna go for the grab here. Stabifle stacks. She's on death hook, hook her, then we go back for upstairs. They're not gonna have time to get pickup. Good fucking shit, dude. About to say, don't body block, you're only giving me stacks. There's a hook right there, but we get this. Remember, everybody's injured. I don't have any bottles for this. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Where'd she crawl to? She ain't still slug, by the way. We're gonna play off this. She just... Not gonna lie, I almost caught her there. You'll see that I actually almost caught her. Were we slow trapped? I think we were frost trapped. They picked her up. A little inconvenient. Oh. We still have one stack. She doesn't have... She is fucking lithe again. Oh my gosh, dude. No one's on that gen at least. We know that. This pallet's actually unsafe. She can't really drop this. Try to outspin this Q. Alright, 1, 2, 3. There's our 3-gen gang. Beautiful. Pick this. I got a good choke, it feels like. I don't think anybody has snuck through. Ooh. She gave up on hook. That's a little bit unfortunate for them. Actually, a pretty close game, by the way. We figured she's holding W. She's not playing window 50-50. He's going to try to rotate around for it again. Ooh. Wow! Oh my gosh, she's actually got crazy good pathing. Oh shit, I don't have Q. Good chase, GG's. Oh, there's a hook right over here. About to say, normally there's a hook spawn about right here in this room. Which one? That one? It's probably the most unsafest, yeah. It's definitely not bad to deal with. I like it. So we had a really, really strong 3-gen here, thankfully. They would have broke that 3-gen, oh, it would have been a lot harder. Yeah, confirming that second stage was, like, super crazy. That helped us out a lot. Pallet? Or, excuse me, it's upstairs, y'all. I think the hatch is upstairs. Or is it in this room? It's right here. I think she's going to front gate. Probably give her gate. Do you think Unrelenting is ever worth running on Clown without Q? No. I would personally run Q instead of Unrelenting if I had a choice between the two, but it all really depends. Do you want... Because some people don't like playing with Q, right? Now, if you're one of those people in general and that's like part of your playstyle, oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. It's not a matter of, is Unrelenting good by itself? But if you weigh the two on a scale, I mean, Q's heavier. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would absolutely run Q over Unrelenting if I was, you know, like, as far as objective. But, you know, when it comes to playstyle, yeah, you can do Unrelenting by itself. Where's she at, though? Let's go let her go. She's not gonna go for a gate? I think she's scared. I wouldn't catch this if I wanted to. Actually, nah, we wouldn't make this. Would reloading matter? Ooh, maybe. GG's. Oh, we're gonna get the hit. God damn, dude. I actually thought this game was gonna be a L, genuinely. Shadowstep, oh my gosh. 4 boons. So going into this match, we had a lot working against us. Not only were we sent to RPD, which is a very vulnerable map for Clown due to how prevalent pre-running can be and how strong it can be at countering Clown's power and chase. You know, if a survivor starts running before a chase begins, it's kind of hard for Clown to have an effective chase going after them and converting effective hook pressure, because every other survivor that is not engaged with the Clown's going to be working on generators. And when you look at RPD specifically, RPD is a choke map. So if you are spending the early time of the match not chasing survivors that are most prudent or at those areas that relate to the choke specifically, you may find yourself with a situation that all generators are split between both sides of the map. And that's not something Clown can contest. Once the two generators that are near the staircases are completed and you have a generator on the left and the right, that becomes a situation of attrition. And this is doubly so when you are playing a build that doesn't have any generator slowdown or regression. You know, we're not running Corrupt. We're not running Pain Resonance, Dead Man Switch, or even the new Grim Embrace. We are running a full chase build, which means we are reliant and expecting our chases to be that much faster because we have everything loaded in our favor to having faster chases. Except there's one problem. It's RPD. And the problem with RPD is there's a significant number of pallets on this map that none of these chase perks are really going to help us. The most value we'd probably see is Zanshin Tactics to let us know we're going to have to kick a pallet. And I'm not even exaggerating. You have the pallets in the hallways, you have the pallet in that one like generator room right below the staircase, and you also have the one, I think, in the Welcome Leon room, which is right near the choke spot in the middle. So there are a pretty good number of pallets that survivors can chain to, they can play off of in a like by staggering throughout their chases, that even when you are running a full chase build on Clown, you can't punish that. And given that if you are playing a build like this, and survivors, even when they go down in their chases without you getting value from their perks, given that you can't stall out the regression, that makes actually winning significantly that much harder. You know, let's also kind of look at some of the survivor builds too. I want to just real quick bring a little attention to the Saga, for example. She brought 4 boons. And while the 4 boons themselves aren't really, I want to say, that notable, right? Like, it's the idea of bringing all 4 boons. Shadowstep in particular really, really punishes Clown on this map. Not only just because he's not able to see the survivor auras, but he's not able to see scratch marks. If you are looking to punish survivors on a vertical map that are running Shadowstep and you are playing Clown and they pre-run, good luck. You are likely not getting anything out of your time. And this kind of goes back to everything I've talked about when it comes to spending your time effectively. You're likely going to be pushed back to tunneling and camping. So how does that pertain to this match? This match, we actually got some pretty good spread hook pressure. You know, we got 2 hooks on a Saga. We got 1 hook onto Cheryl. Actually, I believe it was 2 hooks. We got 1 hook onto Fang. And it was after this point that I ended up catching out the Mikaela, and Unrelenting really showed its value. This is because we found ourselves in a situation where if I didn't have Unrelenting, right? Hindsight is very interesting. A lot of people, I think, remember, especially if you were a viewer and you were not behind the hot seat of the person who's actually playing the killer, a big part of the game and being in that seat is reaction times. And that means processing what you need to do. That means executing what you need to do on, account of that delay. And when you take into account that a survivor can cross 4 meters in a single second, and you look at the average reaction time of a human being, what is it, like 0.25 to, let's say, I want to be generous and say like 1/3 of a second? That's equivalent to over a meter, gang. That's over a meter. And when you are playing killer in this game, every meter counts. If we did not have Unrelenting on account of reaction time, and we chose not to swing because we assumed that they were not going to vault the window, and they did, we would have had to break chase. And what would have happened if we had to break chase? we would have had now to consider the survivors we've put this previous hook pressure on, right? The Saga or the Cheryl. If we don't put pressure on the Saga or the Cheryl when we are not running any gen perks, that means that any of the hooks we get on the other survivors, the Fang and or the Mikaela if we catch her out later, that's not going to do a whole lot for us. So having Unrelenting, when we caught this Mikaela out at the staircase, where this was so pinnacle for us, is that we saw her potentially going for this window. Look at this real quick, gang. Look at this. I'm going to zoom it out a bit. My apologies for being so zoomed in due to the survivor loadouts. So basically, what I took this screenshot to show you guys why you run Unrelenting. I'm not saying why you should run Unrelenting in literally every single build, but this screenshot should show you guys where the value comes from. See, do you see how I'm able to swing? I am now about able to swing at this point, if not definitely 100%, it just about looks like it. And this Mikaela is coming up on this window. If I don't swing right now, if I don't swing and hit her, and I would not have been able to have recovered afterward as a result of Unrelenting, but if I do not swing and she vaults this window, then she's going to be able to extend downward by going through these tiles. She's either going to be able to play this palette specifically, she's going to be able to play the palettes by the generators, and then afterward, this palette right over here, this is the one by the Leon room, the Welcome Leon, she'd be able to play that long one as well. She's got a whole lot going for her in the event that she does make this vault and she does succeed, and that is a big reason why I ended up going for this lunge, because at this specific moment, I am processing in my head that she could potentially vault, and I need to catch her on account of me still having this remainder on the yellow bottle with my lunge. We don't have coup, but I'm expecting, given that she is hugging the wall so close that it's going to be a force medium vault, that I will catch her due to her wider hitbox. Except what happens? What happens is that I miss. I miss because she doesn't vault. And afterward, I catch her before she makes it to a pallet because of Unrelenting's acceleration. Because that is something I talked about in the other video. A big part of the value from Unrelenting comes from that acceleration. Since you recover faster from that missed recovery, you accelerate faster back to your base movement speed. Which meant that not only since we slowed her down with the pink that we were able to down her before she got to that pallet in the library, it meant that we could hook her within the library. If we did not have Unrelenting, here's what would have happened if we committed to this chase after missing the M1. We would have had to play that pre-drop pallet, because she definitely would have pre-dropped it, almost like 99% likely she would have pre-dropped that pallet in library. We would have to play that. And after we play that, if we don't stop her from leaving the library, then we have to hook her outside the library. And that means that we aren't going to be able to put as much pressure on that hook. But what happens if we do down her in the library? All downing her in the library does, while it might be similar to what it would have been if we did have Unrelenting to prevent her from getting to the pallet, keep in mind, again, as we are chasing this Mikaela, every other survivor are working on generators. You have Saga, Fang, and Cheryl. And that means that while we might still down her and put her on that very same hook, the value of that hook is going to be significantly worse, because we likely will see more generators get completed before she hits second stage. And if survivors are afforded that opportunity, that makes the outcome of a 3K that much worse, excuse me. And that's really what it all boils down to. Again, remember what I said before the match started? I said that if we didn't have Unrelenting, we would have had to make different chases. That is because if I miss this M1 right here, what I genuinely would have had to done in order to make the smart play is I have to leave this Mikaela. And what does that mean? What does it mean if I break chase from this Mikaela after hitting her once? I've thrown away 2 stacks of Save the Best for Last, when in a macro setting, I have 3 other non-obsession survivors that are fully healthy. That's a big deal. Because while I still have 4 stacks, the -2 stacks isn't a very strong trade-off, because you only really want to be hitting the obsession purely for injury when every other non-obsession is injured. This is because when the obsession is injured, they can't do anything off of being injured. When you have 3 survivors that are healthy and you injure the obsession, you are kind of, what's the phrase? You are more incentivized to down that obsession in that chase. Because otherwise, what are you doing besides throwing away save the best for last stacks? Remember, we are on RPD, and that means I can't just afford to go pressure every single other non-obsession survivor to recoup those stacks. We are just throwing away momentum by virtue of hitting the Mikaela if we do not commit to this chase. Okay, that's a big deal. That's kind of where it all comes full circle. We had to commit to this chase because we did choose to hit the Mikaela when we have every other non-obsession survivor that's healthy. So given that we missed the swing, and the swing was done for the purpose of removing risk, because we presume she's going to vault this window. She very likely could vault this window. And she doesn't vault this window. We recover enough faster catcher before the pallet. We remove that risk. We get her hooked in a position where there's not much the survivors can do. If the survivors wanted to get this unhook, there are only 2 ways they can get the unhook. They have to come in through this doorway right here or the other doorway near the staircase. And once we got her hooked within this library, we did everything we could to pressure both entrances. This is a choke. This is where the advantage of this map comes in. Like I said, Clown gets destroyed by pre-running, but where does he excel on RPD? When you get a choke. If you can put a survivor on a hook that you can proxy camp and prevent survivors from unhooking, now they actually have to get off generators in order to coordinate between themselves a safe unhook. Because if they don't, what happens? Then they're just going to be trading extra hook states. They're not going to be getting anything out of it. And that's what we saw here. The Saga. Why did the Saga leave when I directly interrupted her? Why do y'all think that happened? Because she was on death hook. She got directly interrupted. She did not want to die for the Mikaela to get unhooked. Why? Because if she went down right there after unhooking the Mikaela, she knew I would have just killed her, and then I could have gone for the Mikaela. After she hit second or whatever, I could have killed her too. That was basically what she didn't want to do. She knew that there was a 3-gen on this side of the map, very likely. She knew we were playing the choke, and she knew that her staying alive was the smartest call, because given that we had that pressure of the survivor on the hook, we very much likely were not going to chase her to confirm the kill onto the Saga. Because I already spent that time with guarding the Mikaela while she's on her first state. If I went for the Saga, while I could have maybe killed the Saga, I'm trading in all that gen pressure from every other survivor working on gens, and they're still unhooking the Mikaela before she hits second. So again, you have to respect and take into account all of the possibilities that come into play here. I don't vocalize everything because it's honestly so much, to consider at once. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, gang. When it comes to putting out this video, I very much had to watch this match multiple times. I had to think about this match in multiple ways. There's a lot to glean from a specific match, one match, if you look into it with as much detail as possible. And that's kind of why I'm putting this on display for you guys. To summarize again, if we did not have Unrelenting, we would not have been able to hook Mikaela in the library. If we were not able to hook Mikaela in the library, we would not have been able to interrupt her with the pink. We wouldn't have had any incentive to camp. We would have been pressured to chasing the Saga, pressured into chasing the Cheryl. That would have been our only real win conditions. We were able to wrap up very cleanly and play into our 3-gen because we took advantage of the opportunism of catching out the obsession and getting value out of Unrelenting. So, other than that, I hope y'all really enjoyed this video. I thought it was very, very engaging, very interesting, very particular and specific when it comes to Unrelenting value. If you're interested in learning how to play Clown better, I have a very detailed Clown guide that I'll have linked in the description. And lastly, I do typically stream live on Twitch during the weekdays. I haven't been live so much recently. I've been handling some things, but I'll have a link to my Twitch stream in the description as well. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this deep dive into this perk, and I'll catch y'all next time. Later, gang.